Bye-bye.
Interlock. That is, you interlock the two.
Now stretch them right as
Soccer. And the
Quiet, please. In exactly 15 seconds, we'll be on the air.
I felt like a reptile. Like a reptile. I felt like a reptile.
I'm walking around B&Q singing this. This shit is crazy, fucking each other's mouths. Be my honor to be your new stepfather. It would be my honor.
He's not fucking right, man. Good timing.
All
Good
day.
timing.
See?
I can't wear these.
No, don't wear headphones.
No, I just need to make sure that we're. This is much easier. You talking into your mic.
See, I'm
and
used
I've
to
realised
this.
as well. If we ever do a three person podcast again, you can't sit in the middle because it was like watching a tennis match. Like that was the problem. It was my fault.
There was a lot of big information.
I need to be better at facilitating you.
I was trying to put you in the middle because you were the host.
Thank you.
But you were trying to do that thing where it's like, nah, it's not all about me, bro.
Yeah, but I got a bad
Sit
neck.
in the middle, and then I'm like this.
I got a bad neck, and Dean's head doesn't move independently of his shoulders.
No.
So I thought you were the likely candidate for the middle.
Yeah, it
but
wasn't
now
good.
with
It didn't
your,
work.
even with the Elvis mic,
To be fair, I was more enamored by the mic rather than speaking into it. But the thing is, because Dean got so much technical information, mine's just cod shit about once this guy smacked this guy in another place. Do you know what I mean?
But
Whereas
that's also important information.
it is kind of
I mean,
important.
the people want to see that.
Yeah, I like to
know?
think so. But yeah,
Hi everybody, by the way. We have got a video rolling as well.
well,
So
I can't see anything.
I know now some people are just listening to the audio of this, and I do feel like I did exclude them on the last podcast.
Did you?
I kind of listened to it back and realised that we were talking specifically to people that were watching us.
I was just surprised myself about what we've discussed because I'll always forget because we've been down to the gym this morning. I've got the website, the till system, the gym.
Yeah, the gym's almost
so
finished,
much
isn't it?
stuff, and then we switch it into full reptile, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then I've got my car problems.
Yeah.
So
Solved though.
yeah,
Car's all good.
solved, looking good.
Mechanics being mechanics,
Yeah.
as they do.
Fingers crossed, we're good.
So today we're going to talk about UFC Prague, which was my whole week last week.
How was that?
It was wicked. It was awesome. I don't know what it is about fight week. It's just like a sprint from start to finish.
It's
from
not.
the point I leave for the airport to the point I arrive back at my car at the airport. It's just the whole thing's a blur. I managed to get to sit down one time with my friend Pavel and
That was cool.
have a good meal. That was nice on the Sunday afternoon after
I
the
was
fights.
pleased to know. I almost felt like your mum when you said you've linked up with Pavel. I was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
He'll be all right.
He'll be all right.
He'll be all right with
Pavel runs Europe. He's the mayor of Europe, the unofficial mayor
Does
of
not
Europe.
fuck around.
So, yeah.
But it's weird because obviously whenever it's a fight week, we sort of cram everything we do into two days or something. So I sort of wave you off like a kid for your first day at school.
With your handkerchief, your white handkerchief.
Yeah, just
like I'm leaving on the Titanic.
Kind of sad because I'm like, that motherfucker's going to go and live this.
You might never come back.
Well, yeah, he may never come back. So off he goes. But it was like, I'll see things crop up like the Till Masvidal thing. Fucking brilliant.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
It's doing well. It was been trending on YouTube. I was watching the other day.
Were you geeking out a little
Yeah,
bit?
because it was jumping up. I mean, they posted it, and within a few hours, it was at 100,000 views. And then it was in the YouTube chart, like the trending chart. It was like number 18 or 19.
That's good.
And then Inside the Octagon went up for Jones Smith,
Okay.
which is obviously we're going to be talking about later. And that's up in the 20s of the YouTube chart as well. So
I don't think they could have picked.
MMA taking over.
We're taking over the world. I don't think they could have picked two better fighters than like Till and Masvidal because it's the thing is there's no bullshit. It's literally it's grinning through that teeth as if to say, I know you think you're gonna beat me, but I know I'm gonna beat you, and they believe it as much as each other. But the thing is, not many people, or a lot of people know who Masvidal is. Obviously, like Till's had that bigger explosion recently. But I mean, I go back to I always remember Paulie fought Masvidal, and that was a fight.
Yeah.
And then when you start going back and digging into his like Kimbo Slice style fights in the parking lots and stuff, like once you know who he is, it's awesome. But then if you are just finding him now, that builds that fight to something even bigger.
I thought they both came across really well. I was actually having a couple of discussions yesterday of what other two fighters would be good. I actually put it out on Twitter and I got like 140 replies.
What were the best?
A lot of people would like to see McGregor and Cowboy, obviously.
That'd be good.
DC Jones, although we'd need
Fucking hell.
need security Steve
You'd
and
only need a
Tiny
long
there.
table.
Yeah, I'm bringing in the European security team to look after
Big
us
Steve?
there. Yeah, Big Steve
Oi, oi.
and Tiny, who's
Yeah.
like 6'8".
I don't know if I met Tony. I met Big
you haven't
Steve.
yet. He's a new addition to the team, and he just doubly secures the whole place. Those guys have got stories. They'll
Gonna
never write a
unlock.
book, but yeah. It's like listening to the storyline of a Guy Ritchie movie. Listen to those.
That's
two
all we
guys
need. We
talk.
need to keep plugging Guy Ritchie because there's got to be a point where, I mean, Beckham got
He's
in
going
it.
to call me up at some point.
For
isn't he?
real,
But
I
like,
want to be in.
just a walk on.
Doesn't matter.
Walk on. You know, Guy
Snatch,
Ritchie. Here I am.
snatch again.
Or
I don't know.
Tarantino. I'm not fussy. You know.
Yeah, I can do both.
So UFC Prague. Then should we start there?
Yeah, I want to ask you a quick question because you
Go on, then.
mentioned a lot of people have been sending you stuff and you're going to answer that. It reminded me of a question I wanted to ask you when you did the broadcast. You said, I've had 5 broken noses, 2 of them in fights.
Yep.
Where are the other 3? Or what are the legal stories you can tell us about maybe one of them times?
Oh, I can tell you about a couple of them. I can tell you about one of them was Mick, who built this amazing rig that was sitting under in the Reptile house.
Raptor
the
rigs.
The first of the Raptor rigs, which is coming soon.
Yeah, on its
Coming
way
soon,
very
yeah.
soon.
Yeah. We used to do a lot of sparring before class, and I think I would have been 16 maybe because I got my nose pierced.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't like the fact that I got my nose pierced. And I was wearing a ring and it was really sensitive and it just wasn't healing properly. I already had my tongue pierced and I had a couple of piercings in my ear.
A few cuffs.
Yeah, and I could take them out for training. I left the tongue piercing in, obviously, but the nose piercing I had to leave in. And we were doing, sparring with bow staffs.
Of course you were.
Which is a 6-foot wooden pole.
Well, Donatello had one in the Turtles.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like these are but we had the Japanese one, the bow staff, which is heavyweight. And we're sparring, we're going back and forth, and then Mick slid the whole thing down. So he's got the butt of the bow staff there, whole 6 foot behind him, and swung it overhand. And it came over the top.
That's a kill shot.
Yeah. Came over the top, hit me on the nose, and it's chipped that side of my nose there. I've got a chip there from where it hit me.
Wow.
But as it came down, it just pulled my nose ring out, just ping, and I hit the deck. I'm my nose.
It
is
didn't go
bleeding.
back in, did
my
it?
eyes swelled up. No, I didn't put it back in after that. He'd proved his point. Yeah, that was
quite
a good one.
dramatically.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Do you like my nose
yeah.
ring? No, just stand there.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yeah, and then the other one, I can only give a few details for legal reasons.
Okay.
For this one.
Is Paul Daly involved?
No,
Okay.
I was walking through college and I was headbutted by someone that decided I should have been headbutted.
I had that.
I was
I had that a
17. He
few
was
times.
25 or 26.
I've broken a few people's noses with my head.
Yeah.
Of receiving. They weren't good at headbutting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the other time was on the dance floor at Rock City. I was trying to break up a fight, and this guy was between a guy and a girl. I was trying to break up a fight.
can't.
An old female friend of mine she was a bit nuts. She was a bit like a banshee. She'd wail and scream and scratch.
Don't get involved.
She was wild, but this guy was clearly not a regular in the club, and that was the kind of club where you got regulars every week.
Yes.
Everybody knew each other, so if you saw a new face, you're like, let's keep an eye on that one. And everybody's looking around the club no, let's keep an eye on this one. This motherfucker. He looks dodgy. And he was just causing
break
trouble.
someone's nose.
Yeah, well, he was trying to hit on her and flirt with her and dance upon her, and she was trying to push him away.
none of it.
Yeah, and then she turned around and just clawed him, slapped him across the face, and he just launched her across the dance floor. I'm like, here we go.
You can't.
I have to intervene here.
Yeah, this is it. It's like if someone.
Yeah.
It's like when you see, you take the dog for a walk or something. You see someone else pull their dog a bit hard, and you're like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. I prefer dogs to people. And that sounds crazy. And I know Ben's not here now.
No,
but
not at all. I completely agree.
It blows my mind. So yeah, I don't often get involved in fights with people, but
No.
I very often find myself having a word with people with dogs.
Yeah,
I can't handle
well,
that.
this was just I was just stepping in the way of this guy because I wanted to try and diffuse the circumstance, and I didn't want to elevate it, so I wasn't going to strike him back, and I'd already had my nose broken twice at that point, so I wasn't really too concerned with him hitting it
Getting
again.
a whack, yeah.
And I could see him pull back, and I kind of braced myself. I knew it was coming, and it just dislodged my septum, and my septum goes over to one side, so it doesn't squash it all that way. But this way
it's
goes
like it's made out of Play-Doh, dude.
all the way across.
Look at that. He looks like. You look like someone sat on a muppet.
Thanks.
Like
Fucking
a puppet.
thanks.
Like someone sat on a puppet. Yeah. Like, how squashed it went. Look how squashed. Look, I've literally. This is
Unbelievable.
it. This is it. And I'm conscious now of
I don't even know
people
why I
listening
bring
to audio. Dan's nose is flat, like a wafer thin ham or a pancake on one side. So if you've watched the Happy Land murders or whatever it was recently, it looked like someone had made a Muppet puppet and then sat on it on the way over and been like, slowly it'll come over. It's back to normal.
Or like a flat snappy baseball cap that someone sat on.
Yeah, and it's just got to relax back into it.
Yeah. Anyway,
talking about noses.
Do you have any more questions?
No.
Any more broken nose? I
no.
think,
as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my God.
What about my black tooth? What about my black tooth grin?
What?
I was
is that
talking to
Castle
Kid Mystery
Grayskull?
about this. I was talking to Kid Mystery about this yesterday. When I've got a level of money where it doesn't really matter how I look.
What type of level is that money called?
I don't know. I'm not sure where that is.
Is it called fuck you money?
It is called fuck you money.
Okay.
I don't know where I have to escalate that pay scale to get to that stage, but that's the stage where you'll know I've got there because I'll have neck tattoos and a gold tooth.
And is that tooth going to
No,
one bullet?
I'm going to take that one out, and then the one at the front that's crooked that keeps cutting the inside of my lip. I have a skull and crossbones on the inside of my lip.
Yeah.
As you know. But the majority of it's bled out because every time Jimmy Warled punches me in the face, it busts my lip and a bit more of the ink comes out.
I could see. Well, that would be his only challenge now. He's just got to try and work out.
He let me take him down yesterday.
Did he let you?
We were recording for Bet365, and he very graciously let me take him down.
That's nice of him.
It's the first time ever I've taken Jimmy Warled down.
That's what bros do.
And I could feel
and film it.
I could feel the tension in his body as he tried to accept the fact that I was like, okay.
This is being filmed.
Yeah, there are two people in the world that are as stubborn as each other. One is Jimmy Warled, the other one is Hector Lombard.
Okay.
He not even in drilling does he let people take him down in sparring.
Oh, really?
He is like a brick wall.
He's built like a brick wall, isn't he? Look at that dagger tattoo on his leg.
Like a He-Man character. Legitimately like a He-Man character.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, scary. Yeah, no, I was only going to mention noses after you.
With Cleedson. I got an email that I was saying his name wrong. I think I said Cleedson a few times. It's Cleedson.
Did you not get told? Because you said he could sniff round corners.
He could.
Dude.
Factual information. I was surprised it didn't bleed more, though. I mean, it was a bad break.
It was the end of the first round, and the cut man came in. But don't get me wrong, he might be a pro, or he might have been in there forever, and I've just not seen it. But a guy coming in with a little flat cap on that I've never seen before, with the cotton swab, and just went bing straight up his schnoz, and I was like, easy. Yeah. This guy,
see his eyes spinning.
Yeah, literally jackpots rolling in. I was like, dude, maybe just dial your Peaky Blinders back a little bit. Just maybe be a bit more gentle.
Yeah, that was bad. You've got to get it up there though.
Imagine being clipped again though.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I was a conversation I was having with Kid Mystery yesterday about broken noses, and I had a fight I took it on like a day's notice in Sheffield, and I got punked by the promoter. I ended up like main event fighting for a world title with no notice, no training against this absolute monster, and we went 5 rounds. It was 5 3-minute rounds, and he broke my nose like end of the first, beginning of the second. And it was just a mess. It was swelling up as the fight went on to the point where both my eyes had kind of swollen shut before the end of the fight. And it was bleeding profusely. And I've got the video somewhere. I need to find it, and we need to edit into one of these so people can see it. Because I found all my old tapes the other day as I was clearing out. And I remember this shot. It's being filmed from the crowd, and I'm walking across, and I just come under the spotlight, and I breathe out, and I've got these 2 big
streams,
these big bursts of like red steam.
Nice.
It looked cool.
I'd have tried to get that.
Felt like a dragon.
I'd have used that to my advantage.
He was backing up at that point because I think he'd knocked me down twice, and I kept getting back up. That was a bad broken nose, though.
It was, man. It was. Not Orlovsky bad. Did you see Orlovsky's X-rays the other day on his Instagram? No. It's just, he looked like someone's bucket of Lego. He looked like someone had X-ray a bucket of Lego, and he was like, not fixed yet. And like, dude, one day maybe. That's going to need a lot of scaffolding. Yeah. For real. Yeah.
They could probably just replace it at some point.
They're going to have to make it out of Lego. And
there you go.
Stick it on.
That's a business.
Jesus.
We can make Lego pieces in the shape of an Orlovsky nose. Yeah,
of course we can.
You know, so just staying on that fight, seeing as we're on that, Magomed Ankalaev, I had such high expectations for him when he came into the UFC, and he just doesn't seem to have found his rhythm yet. I mean, he beat Cleedson,
yeah,
the whole fight,
yeah,
but just it wasn't able to put his foot on the gas enough to get the finish. And when you broke someone's nose in the first round, that for me is an injury that you should really be exploiting throughout enough to. I mean, remember what happened to Roy McDonald?
Yeah,
you know.
it's forever changed.
Yeah.
It's forever changed.
And with it, that guy's got a good jab. He's got a decent clinch, so he could get inside, work elbows and knees. I would like to see him. And I mean, you remember his UFC debut when Paul Craig, Venus flytrapped him
in like the last dying seconds.
Yeah.
So essentially, he won his debut to it like in. If it was up to Chelson,
for sure,
he'd beat a guy up for 3 rounds, right?
Yeah, he is the champion, but I am the best.
Yeah,
I like that line.
Best line ever.
Yeah. What other fights stood out to you? Have you watched the whole card? Did you watch the prelims yet?
I managed to
you've
catch.
Been busy fixing cars.
That's
and
it.
Stuff.
Yeah, I managed to catch Fish's fight.
Fishy,
which was fucking amazing.
It was a great performance.
After Dean spun me out last week.
Yeah, I did feel sorry for Daniel Tamor though. I mean, he's on a bit of a skid now. I think he's lost 3 fights since he's been in the UFC, and he's good, man.
This is it.
He's got a lot of kickboxing matches. He's talented, like his brother did.
He didn't look outclassed. He didn't look outclassed. It just looked like, I mean, it went Chris's way. He was brilliant the whole time, and the finish. It was just one of them where you could see it sneaking in and you just willing it for him. Because if he'd have lost, would that have been 3 or 2 in a row?
2 in a
so
row for Chris.
Essentially, they were both in it was a similar fight. But
I saw him at the hotel afterwards. I saw him the next morning at the hotel. We were traveling out around the same time, and every time he just kept coming over to me and shaking my hand, and he kept smiling. He was like, you could just see that relief.
But you've been there, man.
I mean? Yeah,
you've been there. And the difference is that they're not coming up to someone like Bruce Buffer or Joe or someone like that. You've been there, you've experienced it, highs and lows. So yeah, it's good, man.
Yeah, that was great. What other performances?
Peter Yan, John
what a
Dodson.
Monster. What a monster! I know he's got a nickname, Peter Yan. I know he's No Mercy, which is a great nickname. But he's like a Siberian tiger.
Dude,
he really
literally didn't stop. He reminded me a bit of a Frankie Edgar.
The little jog he does. Back to you, like if you've broke off the fence and managed to get away, and he does like a little jog before he gets back into his little
dad run.
Yeah,
it's like someone's let a rock'em sock'em robot out of the game. So.
yeah, those things that used to wind up.
Yeah, with it. Yeah,
Clockwork
Toys.
What they were called. That was an irrelevant reference.
But it was I mean, John Dodson. He looks a bit older now. He's obviously he's established himself over a number of years and has always been brilliant. But he looked. I don't know if it was the travel. I don't know if it was the weight. He didn't look the same. As much as I'm not taking anything away from Peter Yan's performance, he looked outstanding. But John Dodson didn't look like the same.
No, but he's not looked the same since he's moved to bantamweight. Though.
No.
I mean, if you think of how he was at flyweight, he only lost to Demetrius Johnson twice.
Yeah,
and it was the first fight. I'm sure he dropped him twice in the first round and once in the second or something like that.
He looked like he was.
Yeah.
He was a contender.
But I think he hits a ceiling. So like. Obviously, he's ceiling at. Why am I forgetting the weight class?
Lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight.
No.
All the weight.
Flyweight.
Flyweight.
When he was at flyweight, his ceiling was Demetrius Johnson and nobody else.
Yes.
So he was number 1 contender.
Always.
There was nobody better than him. Whereas at bantamweight, he's number 6, number 7, number 8. Yeah. And that's where his ceiling is because those guys are technically proficient enough to deal with him and powerful enough to hurt him. And then Peter Yan's just stepped over that mark. Yeah,
it just seems to affect him massively. He's not going out there with the same sort of... I mean, he had the confidence at the end to have his hand raised as if to say, I've definitely won this.
I don't know.
Because I never liked... I don't know how a fighter's seen it. I don't know if they've been clipped a bit where you think, all right, well, maybe not remembering it all. But it was the absolute confidence. He had his arm up. And then when it was called, he even did that sort of dirty look as if to say, yo, I didn't win.
Yeah.
And I didn't... Not that I was taking anything away from Peter Yan because he doesn't seem to give a shit.
No.
But I didn't... He looked outclassed the whole time.
He's asked for Jimmy Rivera next.
That'd be good.
That's a good fight.
Well,
Tiger Shulman's student, another good striker that's probably going to want to strike over grapple.
Yeah, and it's another good gatekeeper, man. It's another one of them that is just ticking. It's just working its way up.
See, he's kind of hit a bit of a slow patch. He's just fought John Dodson as well, did he not? If I remember right. Yeah, Jimmy Rivera was John Dodson's fight before Peter Yan. Yeah. And he beat John Dodson. That's a good call out, you know.
Yeah.
Peter Yan's thought about that. Because where's he right now? Number 6 in the rankings. If he beats Jimmy Rivera, he's up in the top 5.
Yeah, because then that's
like putting a Siberian tiger amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, but imagine putting Yan against Aljo.
Aljo would be good.
But imagine him fighting. That's like this.
No, but imagine him fighting Henry Cejudo coming up.
That'd be good.
That'd be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
because then we can see what his takedown defense is like. Because Dodson couldn't keep a hold of him.
Yeah, but that's that same Johnny Walker thing where they're on enough of their climb, they're on enough of that momentum that you could throw him into anyone at any time, and you never know. Like I'd quite happily put Peter Yan up for a belt
For sure.
Just because you know that he's got that absolute grit and determination that
I just don't think anyone can beat him.
Mate.
I just think he might be that fighter that he's just going to be able to march his way through this division.
He just looks so good every
I know
time.
I know that he wasn't able to stop John Dodson, but he beat him convincingly, 30-27 on every scorecard. And you got to think, if John Dodson was more aggressive in trying to get the finish himself, that would have opened him up for a finish from Jan.
Definitely, because he caught him. Because before I watched it, I actually went into Fight Pass, and like an idiot, I read like the stats, and I hate seeing that. I try and play it before I can see it. I know it sounds stupid, but I'd seen that Jan got dropped and Dodson didn't. But really, that's on the stats, the official stats.
Yeah.
But I thought there was 2 or 3 times, even John picked up on it, and he was like, he's knocked him on his arse. Not that John said that.
So my setup for commentary, I have the regular monitor in front of me that shows me exactly what the cameras are putting out, so I can see what everybody else is seeing.
Okay.
I've also obviously got my perspective sitting octagon side, but then I have another screen to my right, which I can ask for replays in. So if ever there's something happened, or there's an eye poke or a groin shot, or there's a particular knockdown that I wasn't quite sure what landed, I can call straight through to my producer and say, hey, can you show me that again? Show me that again. And that was, as soon as I saw that knockdown, it didn't feel like a concussive knockdown.
No.
So I asked it immediately for the replay, and you could see it was as Jan was stepping. Dodson caught him clean. It was a nice shot, but it was because he caught Jan while he was on his heels, square against him. So he had no base moving backwards. I mean, that's the speed of Dodson. He is always dangerous, and he's got that power, but... other than, I mean, Peter Yan just walked him down. I don't even know how you could score that round for Dodson aside from the knockdown.
Any of them.
And I mean, maybe if it was a bang and he's down and he's scrambling and he's hurt clearly, but he was back on his feet and pressuring again.
But was it Dodson that fence grabbed again?
Yeah, that was a bad fence grab.
Yeah, and it was.
Who was it that got? They got a point deducted, didn't they?
Yeah, was that? Was it Tamer?
Tamer, it was straight away.
Yeah. And he took
that
it
would have
straight
been
off.
a takedown.
Oh,
that
mate.
But then again,
it's
so
the same
would,
as the
so would
Dodson.
one. Yeah.
And it has to be a rule through, because the thing is, I know your natural reaction is to grab out. I know that. And it's obviously when these guys are pros, they've got like 30 fights between them or 40 fights. That's a no-no.
Yeah.
You've got to take a point, but you've got to start making a point of it.
The question at that point is the referee watching? Is the referee involved in the fight, educated enough in wrestling to know that grab on the fence was enough to stop the takedown?
Yeah, I mean,
who was it? Was it Mark Goddard that was refereeing the Fish Gold Timor fight? No, it was Herb Dean, wasn't it? It was Herb.
Yeah, and
Herb made the right call there. He was like, no, straight away. It was clearly going to be a takedown,
which is perfect. Yeah. But the thing is, it makes a big difference because Pete Yan could have finished him. You never know, but it's got to be the same for everyone.
Like the other thing, like going back to the Fish Gold Daniel Tamor fight, to be as strict as that, especially when it clearly affected the takedown, is a good deterrent, because then you go in, you may have been able to scramble back to your feet and lost the first 30 seconds of that fight on the takedown,
but at least
you got back
fair.
to your feet. Exactly. Whereas now you're down a point on that round, no matter what.
There you go. So you got to fight twice as hard to avoid that draw or that loss.
Yeah, you've got to win the next 2 rounds just to get a draw if you have the point deducted.
Well, I always feel, I know fighting's a very solo sport.
No, that's not right.
What did you say?
I said you've got to win the next 2 rounds. No, that's not right. But yeah, you're up against it basically if you're a point down. I mean, if you're 9-9 going in, if you win the rest of that round, it's still a 9-9 round.
But you still never know. And one of the most famous things is never leave it in the judge's hands, because you've seen the amount of calls we've seen, stupid shit. Yeah.
No, I am right.
But always. But it was
not always.
It was more the what was I saying?
I don't know.
I can't remember now.
I don't know. I was trying to figure out whether I was correct or not.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure whether I am. It's been a long weekend.
Dude, for real.
It's been a long
honestly,
weekend.
I'm just trying to rewind my brain.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I need to defrag.
Yeah.
I need like 3 hours of like complete standby.
Yeah.
Just so my brain can update. I think I'm running old software, perhaps.
Oh, mate, mine's way old.
What about the other fights? What about Gillian Robertson, who I accidentally called Gillian Anderson one time? And Joel Alvarez.
I didn't watch Alvarez.
I accidentally called Joel Ramirez. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where it came from.
What's the worst name gaff you've ever done?
Calling Gunnar Nelson Rick Story.
After what? What happened?
After you fucking know what happened. You know what happened.
All right, Rick.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
Molly. Fucking
The
hell.
amount of shit I got for that. They're like, it's Gunnar Nelson. It's like, of course it's Gunnar Nelson. I
As if
know
you
it's
go,
Gunnar Nelson.
who?
Is it really?
This guy?
That guy I've just been researching for 2 weeks.
That
oh,
stoic guy who's built like a Dorito. Oh, he looks nothing like fucking Rick Story.
yeah, built like a Dorito. It stands like a hockey player. I've always noticed that.
Yeah. Almost like Chuck
chest
Liddell.
out, like he does a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, he's from Iceland. We're gonna go out to Iceland, aren't we? We've got the boys behind the camera, the Media Raptors.
They're in.
We've got Kid Mystery and Slim with his new haircut, looking good.
Frosty
Looking good,
Tips Slim.
right?
Frosty Tips Slim.
Right.
They're bringing it back,
Looking
man.
Good. Right.
Other fights. Stefan.
Other fights. Stefan Struve. I was gutted.
Mate.
I almost broke down in the octagon.
For real, I nearly cried at home.
Stefan, no.
Yeah, mate.
Stefan, no.
I could just tell.
Not now. It's not the right time.
No, I didn't think so.
You're so tall.
You should
be
be a bit
champion.
taller. You should be just a bit
should
taller.
be
Just wait till
champion.
Stipe gets it back and just
We can
rerun
make you
it.
the king of the world.
Mate. Yeah.
What does he go into now, though? This is the question that was sparked immediately after his retirement for me. Like he's got to get roles in Viking movies and Gladiator movies, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he could have been in Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings.
Anything
He'd be
fantasy
awesome in
wise.
all of those,
Yeah.
carrying a big axe over his shoulder.
Mate.
Right?
Obviously, you've stood with him.
I should be his agent.
He's fucking massive. I stood on a
is.
chair.
He is.
When I first met him for UFC Knots, I stood on a chair and I was still only just as tall as him.
Yeah.
And he's taller now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's a monster.
I think we should do a remember that fight for Stefan's fights because there's quite a few fun fights for that.
Yeah, we'd have to have a wide angle lens and turn the camera on its side though to make sure we get him in.
Well, I'm picking ground fights. I want to see. One of my favourite Stefan fights was against Pat Barry. Was because I actually met them both together in Nottingham when Pat came over for a signing, and Stefan was there, and I was obviously doing all his fight stuff. So it was a weird one to see, but it was awesome. I'm not in yet. Hey,
There we are. We're live. We're live on Instagram.
oh shit, are we live?
Yeah, we're live. Carry on.
I'm getting in the
I'm
camera.
going to show people what's behind the camera. Carry on with you
So-
carry on with your story,
So
please.
Stefan, I want to see. I'd like to watch that again. And the who else did he fight? He fought a massive name that was a bit worrying at the time, LeVar Johnson.
Right.
And it was before LeVar Johnson came in and was smashing everyone, and he started putting it on Stefan, and then literally got subbed.
Mm-hmm.
It was wicked.
Yeah.
That's really freaking me out a little bit. I'm hearing it playing out over there. And a good job.
We're playing with all the technology today.
Okay.
We had drones out today as well, scaring the shit out of my neighbours. They thought there was a swarm of wasps in the village.
a bunch of angry wasps or a swarm.
A swarm.
This reminds me of a story I had to tell you real quick. I was thinking about it on the way down because it's reminded me of Total Recall because it's a bit trippy.
Right.
When we were kids, my mum used to buy us a blank videotape every year for Christmas.
A blank videotape.
Imagine that. Imagine the joy, right? But that was my tape, so it was like a 3-hour or 6-hour long play.
Right.
And I'd write my name on it, and I could record whatever I want. No one else would touch it because I think basically my mum
Kept all your porn on there, kept it under the bed.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I took the bottom drawer of my bedside table out and put it under there, and then put the drawer back. That's where you keep your stash. So basically, my mum bought us a videotape each, and I went to bed one night and I said to her, "Can you record Total Recall?"
Right.
Which she was like, "Yeah, no problem, bro." So off I went. A few days later, I got around to watching Total Recall. Bear in mind, I'm about 11 at this point. So I've watched Total Recall, but my mum's done the thing.
I got 18 kids to feed.
Quaid. So the whole time when I'm watching it, my mum said to me, "Oh, I missed the first 20 minutes." And I was like, "Oh, right, you missed the first 20 minutes. No worries." I never realised that Total Recall was like a fantasy world and it was all virtual reality because the first 20 minutes wasn't on the video.
Oh,
What the fuck? Can you imagine
So you
that?
didn't get the proper backstory to it?
No, not at all. I just thought that Arnie was
no
in like
use.
Mars. So yeah, I got fucked over. But that was what that reminded me of.
What else on the card?
Stefan Struve.
Stefan Struve. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, he
Stefan
looked good,
Struve.
man.
No, it's all right.
He looked really good. It was nice
What
to see.
about the body shot? From
Oh,
and
mate.
I'm a little disappointed it happened so quickly, to be honest. I mean, what was it, 90 seconds into the fight?
Dude.
Because I've been practicing Michal's name all week.
Go on then, give us a couple.
Michal Oleksiejczuk.
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 Michal
Oleg Shajuk.
Right.
If you ask me to say that later before I leave, Oleg Shajuk, I won't remember.
We'll record that. We'll drop it in.
Yeah.
We've got some of you singing at the start as well.
Oh, really?
Lovely. Really nice.
I can't help but
Beautiful
sing, man.
voice.
It's terrible singing, but I do like singing.
Well, I know.
I love it.
We
I'm
were
not going to do a
listening
Nick Pete
Lonely
and
Island, weren't we?
fully smash out some Sister Act business.
I know, right?
That was so
I was
good.
impressed, yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed.
He should sing all the time. We could understand him better with his accent.
I'm not even going to go there.
Oh, hang on. I've got a quick bone to pick. The knockdown of Cain Velasquez. It was the uppercut. It was the uppercut.
He was punched.
He got hit with the uppercut and collapsed onto his knee. And because he's a heavyweight, he pulled his knee apart.
Well, you
when
don't
he
sprawl
landed.
like that. No one sprawls like
No.
Bambi on ice.
Exactly. That's why he said at the end.
Ow,
he
that
was
fucking
standing
hurt.
too close. Yeah, he said he was standing too close. He stood too close too early.
Mate, it was the spinning wheel kicks that got me at first with Kane. I was like, easy. Your legs are made out of crisps. Don't do that.
How do you make it to a whole training camp without breaking?
I don't know.
They
But
must have just been really gentle.
that
with
money must have helped. That could have come in well. Did you see his paycheck that came
it.
through?
No. Did he clean up?
Jeebus.
Really?
Disclosed, I think it was $500,000.
Ooh, good for Kane.
Money.
Money. How about Carlos Diego Ferreira against Rustam Habilov? That was a good fight. I enjoyed that.
Fight?
I know it was a decision, but it was Ferreira just pushed forward the whole time. He walked him down. He kept throwing big punches. He kept defending takedowns. And every time he ended up on the floor, he was tying him up, locking him up, twisting him up.
Nice.
Very, very impressive.
I have to watch that back because I've literally, like you were saying, I've been that busy fixing stupid shit that I've managed to catch up on certain stuff, but not everything else.
And then there was the Ismail Naurdiev
I love when you've been learning your names and you've not
against
really...
against Michel Prazeres.
Prazeres? You sound
like Sean Connery.
Yeah, a little bit.
Prazeres. I was very impressed with him. The first thing I thought is he's taking this fight on short notice. Prazeres was supposed to be fighting Ramazan Ameev, I think, if I remember right.
It's like one of them wheels that spin around. It's like... D is for dog.
I've just got all these names in my
Yeah,
head.
you've got all the names.
So he took that on short notice. He's the Austrian Wonder Boy.
Wow.
That's worth a watch as well if you haven't seen that. It's a decision, but it was incredibly impressive. You know Prazeres, don't you? The guy who was formerly a lightweight that just struggled to make the weight class because he's as wide as he is tall.
Dude, look at him. He's shredded.
Yeah, he's a monster. Trator or Tractor, as for some reason his nickname's become. I know. We've westernized it for him. I was very, very impressed with Naurdiev.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a really exciting addition to the welterweight division. He's only young as well. He's 22.
It seems
he's
like
like
there's a
17
lot.
and 2 or something like that.
There's a lot of people coming through at the minute, isn't there? There's a lot of new talent. And
The
'cause, I mean,
younger
he's had
talent,
12 fights.
for sure.
12 fights in the UFC, and I can't remember them all.
No.
And I'd like to. I normally like to think I've watched everything.
Well, his last one was against Bartosz Verbinski, who's a really good judo player. And in his fights, I can't remember who he made his debut against. Basically, Bartosz Verbinski muscled him to the floor, controlled him, just an oppressive top game.
Smashed him up.
But Prazeres knocked him down with 2 punches in the first 10 seconds and then guillotined him wicked fast.
Nice.
And then the next fight was Hadjovic against Polo Reyes. I thought that was going to be contender for fight of the night, but I don't think they gave a fight of the night out, did they? No. I was rolling and hitting pads with Hadjovic's coaches this week.
How was that?
Really good. Jon Ostergaard. Ostergaard? I think that's right. Was holding pads for me, which was very nice. I've not hit pads for a few months.
That'd be good, man. I saw you rolling with Johnny.
Rolling with Johnny G's.
That was funny with his head guard.
Yep.
He went full Scott Steiner, didn't he?
Yep. His new grappling nickname is the Glass Swan. He's the Glass Swan.
I'm not going to say that to him because he'll challenge me.
Yeah. He's good. He's got a good base. He's difficult to move around. He's been working on his game. He really
we should
has.
make him a belt. A gold belt, which is like an oversized bow tie.
Johnny G's, G-E-E-Z.
Yeah, just an oversized bow tie.
Oh, yes.
You could fight for the bow tie championship.
Nice.
Imagine that.
That's good.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah, definitely. I'll get onto drawing plans.
Hadjovic was very impressive as well. Top game, strong top game, held the position, just worked his ground and pound. I think we're going out to Copenhagen, aren't we, for Cage Warriors? So I think we're going to call in and see them at their gym.
Nice, man.
Arta Suave. What a beautiful name.
Wow.
better than Hardy Warled. That just sounds thuggish, doesn't it?
I don't know. Art of Suave sounds a bit like the Crown Derby plate that I broke of my mum's when I was a kid. And the Hardy Warled is the IKEA replacement. It's pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
It's sturdy and it's trustworthy and you know where you stand with it.
IKEA would have been built much faster. This gym's taken far too long for it to be IKEA.
Yeah, it wasn't
Holy
IKEA.
shit.
Man.
Yeah. Anyway, Gillian Robertson again was awesome against Veronica Macedo. That was a scrappy fight while it lasted, but Gillian Robertson's ability to take the back and
just
strangle people is And then Dwight Grant, did you see the knockout over Pedasoli?
I didn't. No, I missed it.
Pedasoli was having a really good first round. He was controlling the pace. He was being quite aggressive, and Dwight Grant was kind of backing up and giving him space. And then there was a shot that Pedasoli came in with a kick, and as he landed, Dwight Grant threw a punch and just came right across his chin, knocked his mouth guard right across the octagon, and he just landed on a heap. He kind of turtled. He wasn't completely unconscious.
That's the picture you want, though, isn't it? For the grandkids to see. Just this guy going down with
chin across with your mouth guard halfway out.
100%.
And then he got up and had no idea what had happened and was protesting the stoppage, which you absolutely couldn't have protested that.
Yeah, when you're picking up your head out of the third row.
Yeah. And then main card. We spoke. That was difficult. Liz Carmouche against Lucy Pudilova.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, so I have the stats in front of me, so I can see what the UFC stats are recording and who's having what successes with what takedowns and what strikes they're landing, those kind of things. I could see that she had a terrible success rate. I think by the end of the fight, she had a 12% success rate with her strikes. So she'd thrown a lot and landed hardly anything. Yeah. Carmouche was backing up, moving away, and every time Pudilova threw something that looked like it almost landed, the crowd were erupting. So I thought to myself, I wonder if because obviously the judges don't have the stats.
No.
So my concern was that they'd be swayed by the crowd and think that Pudilova had won the fight, when in actuality, Liz Carmouche landed something like 30 more strikes and 2 takedowns.
And look, mate, she just looks so solid.
She's strong. I wouldn't like to fight her, I tell you that. She looks immensely strong.
Because was it Liz Carmouche that opened the division with
She was the very
Ronda?
First female to walk to the octagon.
Yeah. Against Ronda, right?
Yeah, and I think that fight was on the anniversary of that fight as well.
Could you imagine now, after you saw her lose to Ronda the first time and all the mystique was there at the time, imagine her fighting Ronda now?
Yeah, right.
I think she would punch a hole through her.
Yeah, right.
Fucking hell.
Especially with Ronda's shadowboxing.
With a rowdy Roddy.
Yeah. She's found her calling. That's what
nice.
She loved wrestling. I called in to see her one time, and she has a place in Venice Beach.
How was that?
It was cool. I just called in and have a chat with her, and she was just hanging out on the sofa at the end of a training day, and she was watching Simpsons and then WWE.
Of course she was.
And it was clear that's really she really enjoyed it. So she's found a calling now. She changed mixed martial arts. We can't forget that.
Yeah, for real. She's going to start making babies soon, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. Super babies.
Married
with Travis
up.
Brown.
Yeah, oversized super babies.
And
you got Maine.
What have we talked? We've not talked about it. Oh, just the main event.
Maine.
Jan Blachowicz.
I felt for Jan.
I did.
Because I think this is no disrespect to Santos. I think I said to you when I got here this morning, he's got that Mike Perry mystique where no one's managed to use a game plan to sort of slow him down yet. And he's walking in and everyone's going, yeah, whatever, and just getting bingoed. Where Jan looked like he had a game plan in the first round. He was staying close to him. He was using nice footwork. Everything was looking amazing. But it was that one overreach or whatever when he just got clipped, and that's all it took.
Yeah. I kind of felt like he'd gone, right, we've got 5 rounds. We know he starts fast and he's aggressive, so we're expecting the first 2 rounds for him to be a bit chaotic and to have to defend a lot. So he was pressuring but patient in the first 2 rounds, didn't really do much.
Yeah.
And then when he went back to his corner, he's like,
I'm ready now.
I've been patient for 10 minutes. Can I fight now?
Yeah.
And they were like, yep, go out. It's now your time. But Santos was still powerful and not nearly as tired as they expected.
Well, he hadn't pushed enough out of him.
Exactly.
And it's one of them where it's like when you make a dog sit for a treat and there's only so long that they sit there before they're like, yo, give me the treat, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it was almost like Jan just wanted to go back to, he's had them stand-up wars with Jimmy where they're both as dangerous as each other and he's survived. But Santos is a different animal.
Yeah. I like Jan charging forward, but in order to charge forward, he has to already start the combination off moving backwards.
Yeah.
Like if you think of his knockdown against Manoa, He was backing up, caught him with a couple of left hooks, then hit him with that uppercut.
Dude.
Started the combination, and then he chases. Same thing with fought in Croatia.
He fought in Croatia.
Yeah, they fought in Zagreb.
Against
I like to try and
Jan?
test my brain, yeah.
Go on then. Right. So
No,
he fought in Croatia.
I've forgotten.
Is it Nikita?
No,
Is
it
it
is
Jared?
Igor Pokrajak.
Igor.
I called that fight. I can't remember. I forgot that. No, I didn't call that. I was Octagon side for that because this.
Well, there you go. So that's justified.
No, that's
now.
good. That's good.
We don't think you
It's
should.
not on me. It was a good fight. I don't think Jan loses too much. I just think he propels Santos up after the work that he's done to put
100%.
a 4-fight streak together.
The problem is, Jan gave himself a massive pedestal to stand on,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's lost a massive amount because obviously he beat Jimmy, which is huge.
Yeah.
After he lost to him,
Mm.
he then came in and beat Krylov.
Yeah, I was expecting that to be a tougher fight as well because Krylov's.
Yeah,
he was
smashed
good
him.
before he left the UFC. He was a heavyweight as well.
Yeah.
He was the guy that got Von Prue choked.
Yes.
Remember that? I was grappling with Hadjovic's coach the other day when we were in Prague, Nikolai. He's a very good grappler. Really good to work with. And he caught me with an elbow under the chin and I bit my tongue.
Ooh.
It's still swollen.
How often do you keep playing with it?
That's why I'm fucking with my tongue. So I'm excusing myself.
It's horrible,
No,
isn't it?
I
Because you
keep chewing
can't
it
stop. You just keep
Yeah.
nudging it.
One of my Cage Warriors fights, it was a no contest. I took a bunch of elbows to the back of the neck and head and couldn't feel this side of my face for about 3 months. I kept biting the inside of my cheek and it was just all kind
We
of...
spoke about it before, didn't we? You have to keep pressing it until you press the pain out of it.
Is that right?
I think I broke my finger. I keep fucking with it until it...
This rib hurts.
Yeah.
Why are you pressing it then? Because I want to make sure it's still hurting.
I want to make sure that I can take the worst it feels so then when I do catch it, it doesn't hurt as bad.
Dude, Kid Mystery showed me a video yesterday. The Brutal Black Project. Holy shit.
What are they doing?
It's ridiculous. It's not... They're tattoo artists. They're two tattoo artists that are working together. And they've created this. Well, it's finished now. They put an end to it. But it was like it was an art movement. It was quite interesting, really. But they were taking people to the extremes of pain with tattooing, and it was like they got this really cool room with like high windows and a table, and it was quite ceremonial. But it was all black ink, and they were just blacking out big parts of his body, and they were going like across his face and like into his neck, and it was just. It started off where they were doing it, a few years before when they started, where they were doing like patterns and making it more intricate and like planning out where they were going to do it.
Now they're just
and
sharpening
then
it.
it just kind of just got crazy.
Yeah.
And like he keeps trying to get up and they're putting him down and keeping going. And yeah, trying to push people to their limit. I mean, like you've sat for long whiles, haven't you? Like my chest, I had that done over 2 days. So that was 5 hours on one side and then 7 the next day. Like makes me feel I almost collapsed on the way back to the hotel. The
That's
next
it.
Day. Took it out of me.
It's how it affects the rest of your body.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget. I've been tattooed like in my armpit, and it's making my ear wiggle.
Yeah.
Physically wiggle, and
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Legs kicking.
Yeah, that's not meant to do that.
I'm having the inside of my arm.
Yeah, it's like
Tattooed with my legs kicking.
scratching a dog's belly. But,
yeah, starting a motorbike.
But that's it. Well, I do that, but then it's like Tony will do this thing where he'll go 2 more minutes, and I just get that rush, and I'm like, oh, we're finished. And they'll go on for another hour, and that turns into cold sweat. Have you ever had it where you can feel that single bead dropping down your arm? You're like, it feels like acid. It feels like acid. It's fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't know. I've got quite a lot of black work on me, but I don't think I'd like to be pinned down to a table in a ceremonial room and get fucking
this was
jazzed
intense.
out with a 16 needle.
Yeah,
Fuck
this was
off.
intense. There's a video on YouTube. We'll have to link it on the bottom of the thingy or something because we want to go and see him, don't we? Yeah. What's his name? Cami. Cami something. Cameron something.
You know, if it just starts colouring in your dude or something.
Yeah.
This scar man needs colouring in. It's like, fucking doesn't. What's this room?
No, I would like something by him though. I'd like to.
Cami tattoo.
There we go.
Shout out there.
I'd like to get something by him. I'm not. I can't do big chunks of black, especially not across my face.
Imagine.
For ESPN. Not until I've got the
ESPN, your mum and your nan.
yeah.
I'm telling you now.
Absolutely.
Nana Barber will be back. She'll be
would.
back quick sharp.
She'd be in the car on the way up.
She'd drive from
Absolutely.
Portugal back home just to see you.
Dusting her.
What's
Cleaning the
this?
dusters up.
Hey, yeah, you'd be in big trouble.
Shall we jump onto this weekend? Shall we?
What we got? Well,
because
you're
what
quite
time
busy
is it?
this weekend, aren't you?
I am mad busy this weekend. Mad busy this weekend. This is going out. When's this going out? I don't know whether I can tell people
What
about
day is it
one
today?
bit yet because there's going to be a press release.
You
But
can't tell anyone who
there's
about
some
what?
radio stuff coming up.
Are you not allowed to talk about that?
I don't think so.
Me neither.
I don't think
But
so.
I fucking know.
I don't think I can say anything yet because I'm not sure when it's being announced. However, yes, Cage Warriors this weekend.
Yeah.
It's 102. The Media Raptors will be there.
That'd be good.
Videoing all the kinds of good shit.
Well,
We've got loads of good stuff coming. They were working on stuff at 101 and it looks shit out.
Well, dude,
it looks really cool.
I can't wait to see James Hendon, who's now a Warrior.
Yeah,
Mate,
yeah.
we've been selling out some shirts.
I know,
I was
right?
well
He's a
impressed.
smash. He's almost outselling my signature shirts.
Well, bear in mind, I have to do the
We'll
artwork.
cut him. We'll cut him. He's fired.
Yeah. Why is that? Because you outsold the Outlaw. Big mistake.
Outsold.
Yeah.
That's what I have to change the back of the shirt to.
Yeah, outdone. But when I'm doing the artwork, essentially the size of the print is a certain width.
Mm-hmm.
So, Outlaw, Renegade,
Yeah.
Judo, Apex, easy.
Yeah, they fit.
Dean sent across the Honey Badger, and I was like, "You fucking with me, right?" And he's like, "No, you're right." And not only that, I've got to work the visionary logo into one of the letters of the logo, of the text.
Yeah,
so I'm
it's gotta
trying
be
to
the
jam Honey
back.
Badger together, and I was thinking to myself, I should do it in Photoshop. I'll do it in Photoshop, and then if we don't sell any, I don't have to cut it. I don't have to print it.
And we sold loads.
And we've sold shitloads.
And you've had to print loads.
So I've had to, I've had to redo it. But good
ones
luck
have
to
you
him,
got
man.
any
I'm looking
questions?
forward to watching that.
Oh shit, we do get questions.
Oh, we got some
I asked
questions?
for questions before.
Okay, what are we doing in between 2, 3, 5?
Please do more work with the UFC. Yes, please. I would like to do more work with the UFC. Of
Like
course.
fighting work.
People are. Well, I don't know. Probably not.
Ask them to clarify.
Favorite fight that you've seen live? That's a good question.
Mine was the one outside the library at school when I was 11.
Is that right?
Yep.
Who won?
David Painter.
Really?
It was fucking sick. I said it before. I told you before. We went there
What bonus worthy finish or
all day,
yeah?
mate. It was.
Outside the librry. Did he use a book?
No, it was in the car park behind the library, and my sister basically said to me, "There's going to be a fight after school. We're walking home," and I was like, "Okay." We went behind, and they knocked the shit through each other. Best fight.
right?
Yeah, literally best fight.
Very
I've ever seen.
cool.
I learned what adrenaline was that day.
Yeah, I think the best fight I've ever seen, the one that first comes to mind, because you can imagine I've seen a whole load. Diego Sanchez against Clay Guida,
Oi, that head kick.
where he hit the canvas and it was like he had
It
springs
bounced,
in his
yeah.
arse cheeks and he just bounced back to his feet like
Mate,
the living dead.
amazing.
Yeah, that was good. Favorite fight this year. Why are corners in combat sports red and blue? Who determines who is red and blue? I don't know why they're red and blue. Glory don't use red
Interesting,
and blue.
though.
I think they use black and white.
It's a cool question.
It is a cool question. I bet Mark Goddard will know. I'll ask
I wonder if
Goddard
you can
on
choose,
the
'cause
Listen
I'd
podcast.
prefer blue.
You can't. The way the UFC do it is blue corner walks first,
Okay.
and usually blue corner is the lower ranked fighter.
Because the challenger.
Yeah, for sure. So
To the contender.
Yeah. Champion's always in the red corner.
Okay.
Champion's always in the
That's
red
a
corner.
good. That's a good little bit of pub trivia, isn't it? It's like, what are the names of the ghosts on Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
We have a question from
Did you know that?
what?
Pub trivia. Pub trivia. What are the names of the 4 ghosts in Pac-Man? Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. And how many dots are there? Something like 240 Pac-Man dots on a board. But it's just good knowledge, just
That
to
is
wax
good
out.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will
Fucking
need that
useless,
at some point.
but yeah, when you want to,
Quoters and taggers, if you ever use that bit of information.
100%.
I don't think I'll ever use
Just
it.
double check how many dots.
But
are
I
on a
hope you
Pac-Man
do.
board.
Genuinely. This is a great question from Carl Jones. Carlito Heat. I feel like I should do a tongue roll after that, but I'm not going to bother trying.
No, do it
My
again.
mouth's too
Do it
dry.
again.
Carlito
Miguel.
Heat.
Do it in a Miguel style.
I can't.
Carlito.
Carlito
Yeah, nice.
Heat.
That's good.
I'd like to hear Michael Buffer announce him. He's got a wicked spine. Or, no, it's gone.
Michael
If
Shirella.
you and Monkey Chops 81 could make dream MMA matches no matter what weight class, who would be fighting #for all the Lego? For all of the
I like
Lego.
that question. It would definitely be someone like Phil Baroni.
I'd do Captain Redbeard off the very first Lego pirate ship.
Oh shit! This is not just fighters.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he said at any weight. I mean, we're talking grams, but
Oh fucking hell! Okay, go for it.
I think Captain Redbeard with his hook and his wooden leg.
Yep.
Because obviously the wooden leg's a slight disadvantage. It's going to take away some explosiveness.
Yep.
But then I think that's balanced out with the hook hand.
Yes,
But then again, he's got one eye, so.
and he'd have to have a glove on that.
Although he has a pirate.
We'd have to have a glove on the hand.
Parrot.
Wouldn't
No,
he?
I don't think so. Unless he did the Art Jimmerson, a glove on his hand and just
on
a
one.
hook.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
A glove and a hook.
I didn't know I could go to the floor. I was like, "Stand me up, Rev."
So I would go him and then the Lego Buzz Lightyear because he was always a smug prick in the movies anyway.
No
Buzz
matter
Lightyear
what,
was.
would you
Nah.
not go the normal Lego pirate against a full-size Buzz Lightyear?
I'd still put my money on the Lego Pirate.
Yeah, for real. I don't know. I'll go for it. If it's not a fighter,
No real fights then. Is there a real fight that you like to watch?
I was gonna. Yeah. What as a fighter? Just a dream matchup from back in the day.
I'd like to see Israel Adesanya. No, I'll take that back because I think we need to stick to like an age-appropriate fight. Adesanya's a bit too young for this fight. I think we go Anderson Silva against Williams off Enter the Dragon.
Bullshit, Mr. Handman.
Bullshit,
Suddenly
Mr.
I'd like to leave
Handman.
your island. But Mr. Williams, that just is not possible. Bullshit, Mr. Handman. And he fucking whoops him. Amazing.
I'll have you and you and you. Please understand, if I missed anyone, it's been a long day.
Mate,
I'm a little tired.
one of the best quotable films ever. I actually... It's so easy to justify friendships on that, though. Do you know what I mean? You know, if you start talking to someone and you go, some tea, you know, like when you go into
And
someone
they don't get it.
and they're like, what? And he's like, get out.
Yeah.
Leave your shoes. Fuck
This
off.
conversation is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're married. Don't care. Keep walking.
UFC 235. Where do you want to start? It's a ridiculous
I was
card.
still thinking about my fancy pick. I've got to
know
be
you
honest.
were. Go on,
I'll
then.
be honest.
Have you picked one?
I'll
Come
keep
back
thinking.
to it.
I'll keep
Come back to
thinking.
it. We'll stick a pin in it.
Evan
Thank
Tanner.
you for the
Evan
thank
Tanner
you for the
would have been on there.
Evan Tanner. Yeah.
I was a big fan of Evan Tanner. He was one of the
Yeah.
first ones that got me into
He was
UFC,
great.
to be fair.
It was great.
Who-
Would you like
what has
MVP in UFC? MVP in UFC? Maybe.
I want everyone in UFC. I think
Yeah.
you just get a better,
Yeah.
you get a better
Everybody.
projection in the UFC.
all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does the UFC offer mental health resources for fighters? That's a good question.
I would have thought so with the
Well,
Institute.
What they're doing, yeah, obviously the Institute, but the UFC also work closely with the Cleveland Clinic, which are based in Vegas. They've got a place in
Okay.
Vegas, and they take fighters regularly and do. I mean, I was there for an international fight week a while ago, a couple of years, and I spent like 2 hours at the Institute, and they did a bunch of different brain scans, and they did a bunch of like cognitive tests, memory tests, balance tests, and they're building a database of fighters and you know, anything anybody's struggling with, so we can start understanding the sport better. I mean, the UFC are working quite closely with that kind of stuff.
Well, ever since the insurance came out, I know that was a big thing back
That
in the
was
day,
big,
but
yeah.
it was massive. But I don't think the UFC have ever shied away from doing the right thing for fighters. I know like there's extreme examples of people where they feel disgruntled, but in the whole grand scheme of things, they're looking after people a lot more. I mean, the whole insurance thing changed the game.
It did.
Like there was never any people dropping out anywhere near as what there are now. And I'm not saying people just dropped out for the insurance money.
Well, the thing is that it suffered in the beginning because a lot of people had pre-existing conditions that all of a sudden they can get fixed, which were then going to improve their performance, their you know, quality of life, all that kind of all that good stuff. Loved your UFC face-off interview. How often will you be recording them?
I'd love to see more. I did like them. Yeah, I really liked them.
It's dependent on the fight, though, isn't it? I mean, it's got to be the right matchup. I think if no matter what happens after London, if Darren Till and Leon Edwards are fighting, that would be an awesome one.
Let's just say then, because I'm more interested in when it goes wrong. If you're there with Darren Till and Masvidal, right?
Like that. Am I holding one off and having one under my arm?
Yeah, but which one do you immediately embrace? Because if they both stand up to kick off, which one do you feel like you can talk off a ledge easier? Because either of them, if they see red, if they go full Red Ross, we've fucked it. But obviously you're going to try and get in between one of them.
I don't think they would, though. I don't think they would. I think they're both calm and professional enough. I think it would get escalated, and I think they're getting each other's face a little bit. But I don't think.
What if they just start kicking each other under the table?
Under the table, yeah.
Just
Sending each other
Rochambeau,
mean
just
emojis.
fucking one at a time.
Hey, Till was getting stuck into Piers Morgan the other day. I don't know why.
Fair play.
Not that he doesn't deserve it, because
Oh,
he's
mate.
he's Piers Morgan. Diary of a Pro Gambler. What percentage chance would you give to Anthony Smith? Well, this is a good segue into this next part because we need to cover this.
Well, we spoke about this on the podcast with Dean, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because Dean gave him, was it a 5% chance?
Something like that. What percentage chance would you give Anthony Smith in beating John Jones? What factors make you come to that percentage? Hashtag Full Reptile Radio.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Nice when people use the hashtag. We do
It
like
is.
that. We appreciate that. A slim one. but an exciting one.
That's it.
It's like a 7 or 8%, but it's an exciting 7 or 8%, and it's a percentage that will make sure that I'm tuned in with matchsticks in my eyes ready.
But it's not like a DC Derek Lewis fight where the problem I get with a lot of fights that I see is I have head and heart. I have what I want to see, and I know obviously you shouldn't get preconceived with what you want to see. I know that, but it's like, say with Anthony Smith and John Jones, I've seen enough fights to know that John Jones stays far enough away to control him with a jab, to take him down at will if he wants to, or to prove a point, keep him at enough distance just to pick him apart and then just land a devastating shot. I know that's going to happen. But then I get caught up in this fantasy world of like, why the fuck not? Anthony Smith deserves this, man. Like, if anyone deserves to come out as a good guy and just beat the shit through someone, like he's faced adversity. Why the fuck? I just want to. He's got the weapons at his disposal. It's not like it's an unknown entity of someone like CM Punk dropping in that you tune in. I love CM Punk. He's a nice guy, but it's not like he's got extraordinary jiu-jitsu.
A lovely message of him the other day after the commentary gig.
Shout out to CM Punk.
Yeah.
But he's not got a massive right hand, and he's not got insane jiu-jitsu. But Anthony Smith has been proven fuckers wrong, and I genuinely feel that the Volkan fight, that was a game plan. I don't think that was luck. That he's just a tough motherfucker.
Did you watch Inside the Octagon?
I haven't yet.
Oh, it sounds like you did because you're saying all the right things.
Oh, okay, well. I like to think a lot of it.
Saying all the right things.
A lot of it rubs off on me.
He did watch Inside the Octagon.
To be fair,
of course, he watched Inside the Octagon. Why would you
I've
not? It's already Tuesday of fight week.
Yeah,
come on,
mate. I get to Friday night, sat at the back door, chilling on my own. I get to have my brew and just watch fight Beyond the Octagon. So I don't know. That's my fantasy. That's the thing in my brain. So instead of it being a 5% for me, I like to give it a 20%. And then when I see it play out, and I'm like, you fuck it. I can't bet. That's why I can't bet for shit.
I'm not very good at bet. I do. I have a little play. I have a little play. I must admit, because I've got a Bet365 account because I work with those guys. So I have a little play. I have a bit of money in my account, and I just kind of I only go with ridiculous underdogs that might have a chance.
Yeah.
I am that 5%.
Yeah.
There's a 5% chance that
it's worth
person's
£2.
going to bing them with a big right hand. Yeah, I'll put 20 pence on that. I'm not a big spender.
I just want to see him clipped. And I don't mean that I want any harm to John Jones.
It sounds like you do.
When GSP got clipped by Sarah, it was like, oi, you've never seen that before. That's chicken legs. When anyone gets clipped and you see that dance, when Paulie fought Diaz, what the fuck? No one knew what was going to happen in that first round. And it was just
It was a bit like that moment where John Jones was fighting Vitor Belfort and he almost got armbarred.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? You're like, oh man, Belfort's going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
What about, should we work up the card?
Yeah, let's go.
There's so many good fights on this one.
It's a big card.
I'm not going to go through all of them. Chito Vera's on the card. Frankie Saenz, that's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
Diego Sanchez, Mickey Gall is going to be a mess.
Yes.
28-11 against 5-1.
Are you taking on Diego Sanchez, Mickey Gall?
Well, if Diego Sanchez that beat Craig White shows up, then I've got Diego Sanchez all day. Mickey Gall, he's just young.
Mate, he's been
talented,
proving himself.
scrappy.
I mean, he came in.
It's a good fight.
He's looked good, but I mean, the main people he's beat. I mean, I know he beat Sage. He lost to Randy Brown, and he beat Sullivan. But Diego Sanchez is just another animal. It is like winding up a Tasmanian devil and dropping him over the cage, and you're like, this shit's real now, bro.
Right. Did you? What do you think to Johnny Walker against Misha Serkinov?
Can't fucking wait. The thing is, I still want to see them go, oh no, this has happened. You're in the main event. And he goes, all right. And Johnny Walker just rolls up and fucking ices him.
So who pulls out at the main event then? And
It's got to be Anthony Smith, unfortunately.
Do you reckon?
But then Johnny Walker just rolls in. That's why he's there, man. That is exactly why he's there. Or John Jones, they go, oh, we've found this in your blood. And they're like, what is it? And it's like...
witchcraft.
Nos.
He's got
He's
got witchcraft in his blood. A picogram of witchcraft.
Yeah, it's not blood anymore. No. But I think that's why Johnny Walker's there, to be honest.
That's a great fight. Misha Serkinov just needs to get his hands on Johnny Walker and not let go for a little while until Walker slows down.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what happens because we've not seen that yet, have we? We've not seen anyone limp at him.
No. Jeremy Stevens against Zabit Magomedsharipov.
Who are you calling?
I just can't pick against Zabit at the moment.
No.
As good as Jeremy Stevens is and as tough as he is and as heavy as his hands are, I feel like there's enough tape on him to know almost exactly what he's going to do. And with Zabit, I don't even think he knows what he's going to do most of the time.
didn't you have him as your fighter of the year last year?
I did.
Okay, so obviously we can't go against it. Well, you can't go against him for that because it's like he's
Well, he's
playing.
lived up to it, so I mean,
He's playing the whole time. He's just deciding. It's almost that thing where someone turns to Joe and says, "I'm going to finish him this round."
Yeah.
And he can do that. And the thing is, with someone like Jeremy Stevens, I mean, Jeremy Stevens is a dangerous motherfucker because I know that he lost to Aldo, and I know that was a big time loss for him. But what you got to remember is the fight before that, he finished. Was it Emmett?
Yes, he did.
Josh
and
Emmett.
was on a
What the
streak.
fuck,
he was
man?
on
Emmett's
his way to a title
three
shot.
times the size of anyone.
Yeah, yeah. You see that video of Emmett doing sit-ups in a pool?
Ridiculous.
Like he was waterboarding himself.
Dude.
Madness.
But this is it. And Stevens finished him. So I think if he can get close enough, I'm not saying punch his chance because Jeremy Stevens he's not an amateur, just wild swinger. But I think he's got heavy enough hands that if he does catch him, But what I think's going to happen, he's going to keep swinging and missing and get really fucked off and probably get caught with something because he's going to get frustrated because instead of him standing still just for long enough for him to crack him, he's going to keep missing.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Garbrandt opening the main card against Pedro Munoz.
Can't wait. I want to see
Munoz has
Garbrandt
got
come
a
back, man.
wicked guillotine.
Yeah.
I think he should go shots to the body, slow Garbrandt down, and then when Garbrandt starts to level change or like cover up his body, he just snaps his head down and attacks the neck.
Yeah, well, team alpha male, man.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Catch a team alpha male in a guillotine.
That's exactly the thing. That's their thing, isn't it? I mean, Garbrandt's defending guillotines all day, every day from Faber and who else is there now? I mean, they've lost a few guys, haven't they? I think
Whoever
Benavidez
it is.
is
I think
is
Faber
Vegas
likes
now.
to put his guillotine on at least one person a day.
One person a day.
As they're leaving, they don't have
a
like a high
guillotine
five
a
or
day.
anything. It's just,
you know what they say?
Yeah.
A guillotine a day.
come here, let me choke you out. I don't know.
It's a fun fight, that is. I like Pedro Munoz. I don't know what his striking's going to do in comparison to Garbrandt, because I do feel like Garbrandt's got good footwork, good boxing, and he's got a good understanding of where to put his feet in order to generate power. The only thing that we've seen is that he can be banged and hurt.
But I think the problem is that I've got with that is that his absolute raw emotion that he had against TJ just did not help anyone at any time. Like if you'd have watched the entire rise of Garbrandt without the TJ thing, you'd have seen him as a completely different person. Whereas the problem is, they give him a bit of airtime and you get to see what he's actually like when he's like up against TJ. And I'm not saying he's a bad person because I don't personally know him, but he didn't come off super well on Ultimate Fighter.
Hanging with the boys.
Yeah, he didn't come off well after his losses and stuff. It wasn't like that. The bitterness that obviously Faber and Bang have got is between them, but obviously Garbrandt took it on himself and he's one of the boys, and I get all that, but he just the Garbrandt that rose up the ranks and justified the shot was fucking outstanding. Took on Cruz, looked incredible.
That was the most impressive when he beat Cruz.
Well, mate, if the next fight after him beating Cruz was now, that would be co-main, without a doubt. And I know he's opening the card, but I just want to see him back to that stand. I don't need to see behind the scenes with him anymore or live the life with Garbrandt. I just want to see him back to that
Performing
focus.
at his best.
Man, yeah. Well, you look at when he beat what's his name, Brazilian kid.
Almeida. Thomas Almeida. He was one of my
Almeida.
picks as well for a star to watch.
Wow.
I still think he is.
He is.
I mean,
He's outstanding.
Do you remember when Pickett fought him? Pickett caught him clean and hurt him.
Yeah,
and then
he caught a massive
big
knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Upset of the night, I'm calling Zhang Weili to beat Tisha Torres.
Oh, really?
She's 18-1, and she's just looked very good so far. I called her last fight. I believe it was Beijing.
Just say her name again.
Zhang Weili.
Lovely.
Yeah, she beat Jessica Aguilar. First round armbar. She's I think she's spending some time training in the US now as well. I think she's spending some time at either American Top Team or Greg Jackson or Team Alpha Male. One of those gyms. She's been spending time. I think there's going to be an upset there. She's 18-1.
Okay, I can take that.
Tisha Torres is good. She's ranked well up there.
What's the reach? Because Tisha Torres always seems to struggle because she's built like Sean Shirk.
Yeah, she is.
A little bit T-Rexy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, she is. She's short and strong, well built, but
she's fucking super strong. I mean, didn't she go 3 with Joanna?
Yeah, she did. What about Robbie Lawler against Askren? I think
this is head and heart again.
I know. I think Askren's going to maul him.
I want to see Robbie Lawler come out like he did against Tiki Gosen. Can you remember?
Yeah.
And
that was like
when he
40
broke
years
the
ago,
cage.
Right? That was like UFC 40.
Yeah, and I know his tattoo's not been any more finished since then.
It's all finished.
But it's one
That's
of
a
those.
story. There we go. There we go.
We
Or
need
if-
to
for the
follow
new
Robbie.
show that we're gonna do. We need to go over and speak to Robbie Lawler about his tattoos.
Just get it
we can
finished.
maybe we can get Cammy to come over with us and fill it in for him.
It's only a Chinese symbol.
Brutal black Robbie Lawler.
25 minutes, man. You can do it while you're fishing
There we
with your
go.
son. Don't matter.
Perfect.
Because he's had more tattoos. It's
I
not
know.
like he doesn't want tattoos. He
I
had
know.
the belt. Didn't he have the belt put on his gladiator?
I think so.
Because I always thought Robbie Lawler was the guy at the beginning of the, the when
Oh,
UFC
where he's
started.
strapping on his
He's
armor,
strapping
at
on his armor. I
before
always
he
thought that
goes
was
out to
Robbie.
the Coliseum.
Yeah.
It should have been Robbie Lawler. He's
Yeah,
probably
to
the
be
best
fair.
person for it.
But I think Ben Askren, head and heart again. I think obviously head just tells me Ben Askren gets hold of someone,
Yeah.
mauls them. It's a bit like Conor and Khabib.
Yeah.
You know what was going to happen.
Uh-huh.
You fucking knew what was going to happen, but you were just led away by this
It's
fantasy.
the what if, isn't it? It's the
Yeah.
what if. There's always a what if. What if Robbie Lawler lands that shovel punch? He's Southpaw, isn't he? Lands that shovel punch as Askren level changes and does what Ngannou did to Kane. There's a possibility, but I just think Askren's...
It was.
And he's coming in with so much hype. If he came into the UFC now, made his debut and lost...
I kind of want to see that. I love Robbie. He's
Yeah.
one of my favourites. And I mean, when he came back, when he fought Melvin Manoff, you remember?
Oh, yeah, what
when
a punch.
when he literally
Closed eyes.
Yeah, the Mickey punch from Snatch, where he just knocked him into the water, and it was like
Yeah.
outstanding.
Golden Brown starts playing by the Stranglers in the background.
But this is it. And the thing is, I just think, I don't know. I think Robbie's got it in him. I mean, the whole Tyron Woodley knockout was.
Are we split on that? Are you going hard? I'll go ahead and you
I
go
want
hard.
to go Robbie, man. I can't go against Robbie. I've got nothing against Ben Askren. He's coming across as quite a funny
I
guy
think
now.
it's
He's got a
quite funny.
platform.
Did you see the UFC website trolling him the other week?
Yeah, when
About-
when he didn't have a
Not
picture,
putting his
and
pic-
just put the frizzy hair in.
Brilliant.
I don't think he's got anything to lose.
No.
And
well, yeah, he's got his O to lose, hasn't he? I mean, he's undefeated.
Someone's always got to go.
Yeah. Well, Robbie Lawler, unless it's a draw, Robbie Lawler's only got an O in the draw category.
Well, there you go.
I just feel like it might be I can see Robbie Lawler sitting on his ass up against the fence as the seconds tick down in the third round, looking up at the clock and shaking
Just
his
getting
head.
frustrated
Who
with
was that
himself.
he was fighting? Somebody beat him by decision, and he just got mauled, didn't he?
But then he fights someone like Hendricks and just turns it on and just fucking murders him.
What about
Rafael
the co-main
Dos Anjos? It was Dos
There we
Anjos,
go.
RDA,
Dos
that beat
Anjos.
Lawler.
See, if Dos Anjos can take him down and maul him, and Dos Anjos is
It's a
really
no-brainer, then,
lightweight,
isn't it?
Yeah, Ben
You don't
Askren
even
doesn't
need
make
MMA
55.
maths that doesn't work.
Uh-uh.
It's just an obvious thing. But I just want to see, obviously, always start standing up. I just want to see one of them big punches land. But you never know, man. I just don't want it to be fucking boring, because this is one of them cards that is stacked and fucking awesome. And then you tell someone, you've got to watch this. And then they get to it and they're like, there's a lot of cuddling. You know, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So talking about cuddling, who wins the co-main event? Tyron Woodley, Kamaru Usman.
Who cares? Is that bad?
I care.
I know
I
you do.
care.
You love Tyron. He's your boy.
I just, if the Tyron Woodley that fought Darren Till shows up, I'll watch that fight every day of the week.
Yes, because
Like, it doesn't matter who it is.
No.
When they perform like that, I'm all over that kind of performance. I just don't want to see him play King of the Hill. And I kind of feel like this might be one of those stand with his back foot against the fence and defend takedowns, like he did against Maia.
Okay, well, I'm seeing that when Usman saw him backstage. Did you see that bit of a video when Usman's he's giving himself a little bit of Charlie Big Potatoes? He's walking around with that Billy strut, isn't he? Giving it some.
Charlie Big Potatoes.
Yeah, oversized knocks. I think it's like he's got that little bit of limelight and he's really going for it.
Yeah.
Because he's been crying out for a shot for a while, and to be fair, he's good.
Yeah, he is
No one's saying he's not good, but it's not Robbie Lawler good or Cowboy good that's exciting and it's interesting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because once didn't he fight in London and it was a decision and he was like, I didn't want to have to put any more effort in.
I don't think it was in London, but he did say something about that.
If
was
I'd have tried harder, I'd have fucking won.
That was only 70%, I think he said.
This
I'm
is
like,
the
whoa.
night you work, dickhead.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
So what do we do? Give 30% refunds on the tickets?
Exactly. So I don't know. I think Tyron, hopefully, feels pressured.
Yeah, I think they're both their own worst enemy, to be honest. When they're talking to the media, sometimes they really. I think Kamaru Usman's coming off a lot better in the build up to this one.
Maybe they
I've not
stand
really
up.
heard much from Woodley, to be honest. Maybe Tyron Woodley just stuffs all of his takedowns and forces him to kickbox, and then it's just the. Go on.
Did you see Woodley's rap video?
No.
And if you are going to put that video of me or any audio of me singing, it's as good as. And it's shit. Mine's shit. He does a rap video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
No.
Almost Luke Rockhold, Nate Diaz awkward. Do you know what I mean?
know what to do with my hands.
Oh, you got any gang signs? No, mate.
No gang signs.
And I had to order green tea in sign language. Fucking looks like it. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Yeah. Avocado toast. But yeah, I don't know. I think hopefully it'll stand them both up. Tyron against Usman. I think it just stand them both up. Hopefully. I'm just fucking justifying shit to myself again because I want to see someone get knocked out.
Main event then.
Come on, Smith.
Come on, Smith.
Come on,
the Lionheart.
Come on, Lionheart.
Yeah.
You got fuck all to lose, brother. You've gone up there. You're 31-13.
I know, right?
What the fuck? Like this could be a massive upset.
Yeah. What's 31-14? Just go at him.
Who fucking cares?
Just attack him.
Mate, it's one of them where I don't know. I almost want to see someone work out a way to cover the distance of the cage as soon as it starts. You know when John always is on his all fours?
Yeah.
I just want someone to make the most of that.
Sprint. Like Emil Mek did.
Yeah.
In, where was that? I don't remember where that was. Emil Mek just sprinted across the octagon.
Yeah.
And just leapt at his
just like M. Bison, you know, on Street Fighter where it's like pull back and just let the fucker go. And he's just flying across the cage like, oh, easy. I want to see someone like benefit from him doing that and them just catching him.
I mean, I want to see how they look in each other's company this week. Like how their face-off is, what the energy that Anthony Smith's putting out. Is he looking at John Jones like, oh shit, that's John Jones?
Yeah, I think.
Or is he looking at him like another meal, like he did with the other guys that he fought?
I'd hope so. But the thing is, there is a certain aura of John Jones. There is a certain thing about
look at his record. He's 23-1, but that one is Matt Hamill disqualification. He should be 23-0.
Yeah.
And you go down 24. His record, and
he should have beat him, shouldn't he?
Yeah,
without pulling out.
Yeah, he should. That's a rule that we need to take out, the downward elbows. Mark Goddard agrees as well. We said that on the last listen.
Well, it's Joe's description of it when he was saying, wasn't it because someone was watching midnight shows on?
It was something about
breaking bricks with your elbow.
Yeah,
fucking stupid.
I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. Part of me, I just want to see. I mean, the last couple of main events have been quick. And I'm buzzing to watch something a bit longer.
What's the worst case scenario though? That Anthony Smith goes out and gets stopped in the first round, and then he's back in the mix at light heavyweight, and we get to see him fight maybe the winner of the Serkinov, Johnny Walker fight, or maybe Thiago Santos or Jan Blachowicz would be a fun fight to watch between.
But I just like to see that upset. I like to see that upset in the water. That then it's like, what the fuck happens now? Because no one thought Weidman was going to beat Anderson.
No, of course,
no one. That was never going to happen.
It's just difficult to expect anything other than John Jones to be cruising to a victory in this one, and I think that's why people are a bit. Well, that's the problem with John Jones. He's Demetrius Johnson, the division. He's not even been around for very long. It's like, John Jones is back. That's it. Hand him the belt.
But we've not seen him tested. I've not seen him get clipped. I would just want to see, even if he wins, I don't care. I just want to see him face a little bit of adversity.
Yeah, but against the in the Gustafsson fight, the first Gustafsson fight. Start the podcast again. Start the podcast again.
We'll scrap. 59:50.
We've only lost an hour. We're fine.
We're good. But even against Gus, he didn't get dropped to one knee. He didn't get rattled. He got punched.
Yeah, his face got bloodied up in that.
But not what Smith has done. I don't know. John Jones has faced it like DC turned Stipe off with one punch.
Yes.
So he's faced the power. But he's not been clipped.
Well, that's the thing. He has faced powerful punches before. Okay. Any more thoughts before we old school fighting games? What do you and Monkey Chops think is the best Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat Street for me all day.
Sorry.
Mortal Kombat for me.
I'll play you for it.
Yeah, okay. All good?
Yeah.
Any more thoughts? You've normally got a question or two.
I have, but I've got something that I needed to talk to you about, but I couldn't segue it into any of the random COD shit we've said.
Okay. So this is bonus material.
This is something that I remembered when we were having a coffee earlier. Mm-hmm. And basically, it was about, I took Ben for a walk not long ago, and we were talking about being caught short. You know, when you bust in, when you're on a walk with a dog.
Caught short.
It was very early in the morning, and it was a bit a while ago when the kids were in a pushchair, and I basically went out because Stace was.
This is another poo story, isn't it?
It is.
This is like a signature of the podcast.
I don't mean it to be.
You do.
It's just I wanted to tell you when we were making coffee, dude. The thing is,
this coffee tastes like shit. It is shit, Austin. Oh, Nutty.
So, with this nutty coffee, I took the kids to the park, and we were walking along this little trail, and Ben wouldn't come back. I kept shouting and shouting and shouting, and he wouldn't come back. And basically, I looked through the woods, and all I could see was like in a McDonald's M upside down. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Started walking towards it, and a little turtle's head popped out, and it was a woman. She must have been about 50, got caught short on her walk with my dog like 3 feet away from her, sniffing her as hard. And I'm like, and the thing is, I didn't want to embarrass her by letting her know that I was there. But what do you do? And she's like, she's obviously...
Can you return my dog when you've done with having that shit?
Do you need any tissue after you've pinched a loaf?
Please don't wipe yourself on my dog.
Literally. And so I was like,
gross.
Fuck.
I knew it was another shit story.
Yeah, it just came up when we were talking about it in there. It wasn't on purpose, but clearly it was a shit story. Or the other thing I was going to talk to you about, GSP.
What about him? I'm glad he's retired. I can come out of retirement now. I've been waiting for 6 years, George. I mean,
mate,
we did have a discussion about this. So I'm not coming out of retirement. I'm glad. I'm glad he's retired on his terms. I think he could still be tempted to come back for the right money against Khabib, but that's just my speculation.
What was your favourite George fight, other than your own?
Mine, absolutely mine. No, I was very impressed when he fought John Fitch and Thiago Alves. They were my two favourites.
Yes.
The second fight against Matt Hughes was also very impressive.
I think that's what blew me away more than anything was the Matt Serra second fight was fucking naughty.
Exactly what you expected.
It was filth.
Yeah.
Because it was
those
like
knees
he
to
was
the body on the ground.
fuming, and Matt Serra's tough as fuck.
He is.
And he literally just had him on the floor and was. I'm surprised that many knees got through, but yeah, I mean, I just always expected him to win, and he always did. He always delivered.
Yeah.
Even against.
It was hard to not expect him to win. I was fighting him, to be honest.
No,
it's like, it's George. Of course he's going to win.
Yeah, of course he's going to win somehow.
I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to win here.
Mate. Yeah, it's well, fair play to him, man.
Yeah, right.
An amazing career, but be interesting to see what he does next.
He's going to dig up dinosaurs, I think.
With aliens?
No, he's going to stay as far away from aliens. He loves dinosaurs and doesn't like aliens.
As in, doesn't like aliens because of his experience with aliens, or he doesn't?
I don't know. Has he had experience with aliens?
I don't know. He got into. He was talking.
Maybe
about
that's why he's got his superhuman powers from. Maybe he was abducted when he was a child and.
Man, it was his
injected
Superman
with
punch.
martial arts. Maybe they downloaded the whole martial arts database. Maybe they
like the Matrix. They just installed an amazing Superman punch.
Exactly. Maybe they time traveled with him.
Dude, just look at his fucking record.
I know. A couple of names I recognise on there.
Man,
look at them all.
Ridiculous.
All numbered UFCs as well. That's when you know you're big time, when you don't fight on a fight night.
Yeah. His house, he must have one room full of posters just of his events.
The belt room. He keeps Demetrius Johnson in there as well with all his belts.
Are you surprised he didn't want one of the new belts, the Power Rangers belt?
I would be tempted to come back for one if I was George.
Well, let's see.
Just come back and collect one. I'd probably drop into the WBC and grab one of those belts as well. Yeah, even with a takedown.
Definitely.
Just throw them in there.
$1 Million Man belt.
Yeah, collect all the
Johnny G's bow tie belt.
There you go. There was a photograph I saw, and I think it was Bernard Hopkins, if I remember correctly. And it was just a beautiful photo of him standing. He had all of his belts on the ropes of the ring.
Dude.
It's just like, yep. Owned it.
Completed it, mate.
Boxing, I won.
Yeah.
Roy Jones, it might have been Roy Jones. That's probably more likely. Anyway, all good?
I can't think of anything else, dude.
I think we're good, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've got a busy weekend.
Who are you taking, John Jones or Smith? Or are you not picking?
Logic says John Jones. Okay. Obviously, I would like to see Anthony Smith win. And not that I have anything against John Jones. I just like an upset, like you said. Yeah. I always pull for the underdog because I often was the underdog. So I liked that position, and it makes me excited to think that there's a small possibility that someone can change their life.
Yeah.
I think logic says that Jones wins, and I think logic says that Tyron Woodley shuts down Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, and Robbie Lawler gets mauled.
Exactly. Robbie mauled. Yeah, Robbie's gonna. Yeah, they're my picks. But
let's hope we're fucking wrong as fuck.
fucking wrong as. My parents
don't let your mum listen to that.
She does.
At the minute I said it, I was like,
I found out last week.
I'm sorry, Elaine.
I found out last week. She was like, "Oh, we listened to the podcast with Owen." I was like, "Oh shit."
She's literally going to bring like carbolic soap.
Well, this one, at some point, I've told these boys, because we've been recording this since 10 minutes before we started videoing. So we've got you singing, I'm a motherfucker, you're a mother.
We should fuck each other's mothers, fuck each other's moms. I'm pushing up my way where you came out as a baby. Ain't no shit. This shit is crazy. Yeah, probably not good.
I don't know. They'll call you up. You'll be on the next album.
Yeah, no, it's more. I've got to apologise to your mom before.
We can blind spot this one, can't we? We can block her on YouTube so she can't see it.
Dude.
Can we do that?
Yeah, thank fuck. Sorry, Elaine.
We'll summarise. We'll give you an edited version, Mum. There we go.
What's going to happen?
We'll bleep out all the...
Lots of deaf stuff.
If we took out everything that she couldn't listen to, or we would rather her not, you've got like a 12-minute podcast.
No sense.
You've got 12-minute podcast, which is just all and
you going,
and,
hi guys, what is it? What numbers?
Thanks for joining us.
That's like the first one he did. Yep. What was I saying? One of them. Coming in like that.
You dropped your sausage.
Covered in shit. And I couldn't say shit. Covered in. Do you know what I mean? I can't
you
get
look like
beep.
Crichton off Red Dwarf when you were doing the beep. That seems like a good place to leave it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Thanks
dude.
for joining us. Full Reptile Radio. Use the hashtag, please. Thank you. See you next time. How do I stop this?